Boxing King Media in association with Boxstro. Adam Smith, another big night for Sky Sports, Newcastle. The fans are going to turn out. You've got a couple of really good fights on. How excited are you for both the fights?
Yeah, very excited. Good to have sort of a fortnight of boxing with the Wembley show with Richard and Adam Azim and Caroline impressing, and yeah, really good in London. Now we come to Newcastle. Fantastic being back in the northeast for Savannah Marshall, somebody that we've had a very long history with on Sky, back from the amateur days. We remember when she beat Clarissa, and now look what's going to happen. Maybe if she gets past Femke Hermans, we get one of the biggest fights of the last few years. So it's a huge fight, Savannah and Clarissa, but she's got to get past Femke. It's a very interesting top of the bill. Femke Hermans is a former world champion, current European middleweight champion, and a very awkward style. So be interesting to see how Peter and Savannah go about the mission. So looking forward to that. I thought it was a real changing moment in Savannah Marshall's career when she was in Newcastle last time. Not just the manner of her exciting victory, but the way she sort of got up and onto the ring apron, and she took the crowd's applause and just felt she'd become a bit of a star that night. And she's a big puncher. She's a lovely lady. She's fantastic for the sport. And she's going to have she's got a rival, and she's going to have a massive fight, providing she can get past Herman. So really excited about top of the bill. And then a very good chief support with Florian Marco and Chris Jenkins. Chris, who we saw sort of revive his career yet again in Cardiff. He's been so unlucky, one of the unluckiest fighters, I think, in British boxing. But with Gary Lockett, they make a really good team. He's always in great shape. He's tricky, he's difficult. He's going to provide Florian Marco with his toughest night. Florian's unbeaten, still a little bit untested. And we'll see. Great character to have on the bill, of course, Florian. We've got high hopes for him. The welterweight division's buzzing. And then we've got Brad Ray and Zach Chelly and a whole host of other fighters. Good to have April and Georgia back out. So yeah, looking forward to what should be a big night in Newcastle, and hopefully a precursor to an even bigger one in the summer that we'd like to bring back to the northeast.
So fans are having a bit of a moan about Nathan Gorman being pulled out, and there were a few complaints about the undercard, but you've pulled it out the bag again. Zach Chelly's now fighting Diego Costa. It's a big fight. That's a 50-50 fight.
I didn't know to announce that, whether you knew that yet or not. Zach Chelly is a very good young fighter, and obviously Boxer have a great relationship with him. When Nathan Gorman pulled out through illness, I said to Ben, we really need a couple of very, very good fights on the card, and I think Brad Ray's in a good fight, and now Zach Chelly's in a really good fight. I think that's an excellent fight. Looking forward to it, and let's make sure it's a great night.
Quick word on Savannah. If all being well, she comes through, the fight with Shields, is that likely to be pay-per-view on Sky Sports?
We're not sure yet what we'll do with the fight. It'll definitely be on Sky Sports, we know that. Probably on Sky Sports, but we don't know. We look at box office fights on each. It depends on a lot of things. What else is on the card? What's on the night? What is around that time? Obviously, if we do the Anthony Joshua Alexander Usyk fight, the rematch, we don't like having too many box office events. And of course, in February we showed how powerful a platform Sky Sports is, and sometimes it's great getting the big fights on Sky Sports. So. We'll look into that, but what we do know is that Savannah and Clarissa, providing Savannah comes through against Femke on Saturday night, that is her next fight. It's the rematch from the amateurs. It's an incredible matchup. It's a total unification, and as I said, one of the great fights. We know Katie and Amanda are fighting in New York. This is the same level. It's a great story. Two rivals, different characters, contrasting styles, different stories up to this point, and obviously some fire from Cardiff, and I'm sure there'll be a little bit more afterwards on Saturday night.
You touched on AJ. I think we spoke about it a few weeks ago. You're very confident that his next fight will be on Sky Sports, but with this recent talk of Saudi Arabia where the rematch may happen, could that affect it being on Sky?
Look, we're looking at our relationship. Well, our relationship with Anthony Joshua has been there since the beginning of his pro career. So I'm very confident, as I've said to you before, that AJ will stay on Sky. We had the last fight at Spurs. I thought it was a brilliant venue. I was hoping we might go back there to Tottenham for the rematch. Nothing's been announced. Everything's swirling around. rumours, speculation. Let's wait to see what is announced. Let's wait to see what our negotiations, how they develop. There's no contract at the moment with us and AJ, but that's being worked on. I remain very confident that he'll remain a Sky fighter. I think we're very good to each other. I think he's been brilliant from us because of the UK platform. I think we've been brilliant for him as well. And I think that it's a great match, just like he's had with Eddie and Matchroom. And just because we're not working with them anymore in boxing, we're working with Ben. I'm really enjoying working with both Ben and Todd at Top Rank. We show we can work fine with Matchroom. We worked really well together on the first fight after our split, and we'll do that again. So I'm very confident AJ will stay on Sky, but we wait and see. We've got no say on where the fight is because A, we're out of contract at the moment, and B, that's down to negotiations between Team Joshua and Team Usyk. So you need to ask them about where the fight is, and I'm sure we'll get an announcement soon. We've been to Saudi before, and let's see what happens.
And a quick word on Jarrell Miller. I'm sure you'll have seen that he's in the UK sparring with Tyson Fury. Your views on that? Because a lot of fans have there's been a bit of a backlash as to why he should be allowed to train with Tyson because of his history.
Yeah, I think his history is terrible. Let's be honest. Jarrell Miller was a really interesting story and a good fighter, and he was going to fight Anthony. And not only did he let himself down, he let the whole sport down. And I thought it was a terrible sort of time. And then he happened again, and I was lost for words at the end of that with Jarrell, and really disappointed. I can understand the fans' frustration. I'm one of those that sort of says, well, what do you do with Jarrell? But at the same time, he is an attraction, and if he's in Tyson Fury's camp and helping him, and he's going to come back to the ring, and he'll be used somewhere on some channel by some people, and we'll look at situations if anything's offered to us, whether we do or don't do anything, because as I said, it was a very bad time for boxing. Jarrell, he didn't just mess up, he blew it, didn't he? And I think that's really sad. But of course, time passes, and let's see and assess the situation as it is now. But if he's brought into conversations, we'll talk about what we think is right as far as we're concerned. But as far as he's concerned, I like Jarrell, and it's a shame what happened, but he's only got himself to blame. So I can understand the fans' frustration and the backlash, but ultimately, let's see what happens in the future, because he is still a name.
And last question on Devin Haney. I know loyalty doesn't go a long way in boxing. A lot of fans are questioning his loyalty to Eddie Hearn. Obviously, he's going across to ESPN. It's not been officially announced. But what's your views on that? Apparently, he's signing a 3-fight deal with ESPN.
Again, like Jarrell Miller, it's not my business. Like AJ and Usyk and the fight being made, it's not really my business at the moment. I'm concentrating on what we do at Sky with Boxer and with Top Rank, and we've got enough on our plates at the moment. Eddie's stable at DAZN, they're doing a great job. Frank's stable at BT, and we're building a stable. We've got some big announcements coming soon, and we're trying to go sort of show by show. It's still embryonic with Boxer and Sky, and we're still learning about each other. And in 6-8 months, I think we've made great strides, but it's a long journey. So I'm not going to get into what's happening on sort of the other sides as far as that's concerned. Obviously, Top Rank are our partners, so if Devin Haney is with Top Rank, and Devin Haney is shown on Sky, we'd love a fighter of his quality to be shown on Sky. That's absolutely brilliant, but I'm not going to get involved in sort of, he was an Eddie fighter, and I know Eddie liked Devin Haney a lot, and Devin Haney's a great fighter, so I'm not going to get involved in that side of that. That's for them to sort out, and if we're offered fights through another route, through Top Rank, etc., then that's great. But if he ended up on DAZN, then I'd watch him on DAZN. So that's the Devin Haney business. But if Top Rank have managed to secure his services, then that's a great signing for them. But I don't know anything about it as far as Matchroom and DAZN go, because it's not my business anymore. It used to be, but it's not anymore.
Adam, thank you so much for your time. We'll catch you again.
No problem at all.
Let's do one more.